Sometimes a headline seems pretty straightforward. The US is interested in Greenland. Simple enough, right? But what if that was just the tip of the iceberg? The entry point to a story that stretches back 70 years, connecting old Cold War radar sites to a hidden network that, according to one speaker, actually involves every single one of us. So let's grab that thread and see just how far this rabbit hole goes.
And it all kicks off right here, with this kind of strange tweet from the White House when reports were flying around about the U.S. wanting to buy Greenland. Now, for most of us, it was just another weird day in geopolitics. But for one online speaker, this wasn't a joke. Oh, no. She saw it as a signal, and it became the launching point for an unbelievably complex theory.
So, the speaker's name is Sabrina Wallace. And according to her, the real reason the U.S. wants Greenland has nothing to do with buying land or resources. It's all about controlling a supercritical hub in a global military communications system, one that's been up and running for decades. A system that she says isn't just about satellites and signals, but about our very own biology.
Okay, so to even begin to unpack her theory, we have to start with how she defines a key term, cognitive warfare. She argues, pretty passionately, that the official definition everyone uses is basically a deliberate smokescreen, and that the public and even people in the medical field have been totally misled about what it really means.
This slide just lays it all out, crystal clear. On the left, you've got the mainstream view. Cognitive warfare is psychological operations. PsyOps, it's all about influencing what people think and believe. But what the speaker claims, look at the right side, it's a whole different universe. She's talking about direct brain-machine interfaces, actual bioweapons, and literally controlling the human body through a military network.
And you can really hear the frustration in her own words. She repeatedly calls out what she calls a nurse on X, what used to be Twitter, for pushing that old PsyOps definition. For her, this isn't just a simple disagreement over terms. It's proof positive that the real, terrifying nature of this warfare is being actively hidden by people we're supposed to trust.
So let's just boil this down, because this is the absolute core of her argument. She's saying the battlefield isn't just in our minds, it's inside our bodies. The goal isn't to trick you into believing something. The goal is to literally plug your biological systems into a global information grid. This is the wild leap that connects geopolitics to our own biology.
And that brings us to, the most complex and honestly the most startling part of her entire theory. This idea that every single human being is an unwilling participant, a node, in a global military network. Okay, so she actually grounds this crazy-sounding theory in a real-world piece of tech, the Wireless Body Area Network, or WBN. It's a real concept. It's used in healthcare for things like remote patient monitoring, but in her version of reality, this exact same technology has been hijacked for military purposes on a massive global scale.
All right, take a look at this. This is one of the speaker's own diagrams. She claims every single one of us generates what she calls a biofield, like an electromagnetic energy field that can be remotely accessed. And you can see right there, she says it's used for surveillance and reconnaissance and links it directly to these body area networks.
And this is where it gets even wilder. She claims our bodies basically act like an RF sink. Think of it like a biological antenna. She even gets super specific, citing the IEEE standard 802.15.4. Now that's the real technical standard for low-power networks like Zigbee, the tech that runs your smart home devices. Her claim is that our bodies are designed to receive and transmit data on that very same frequency.
And right here, she connects the dots. She links a medical implant communication system directly to that WABN standard. The bombshell here is that she alleges this system, this ability to zero in on a targeted individual, has been fully operational since 1995. Yeah, way before most of us had even heard of this kind of technology.
And now, for maybe the most mind-bending claim of all. This whole system doesn't even need a microchip or some kind of wearable device. No, she argues that the network gets access directly to your body's central nervous system. It's not about an implant. It's about hacking the wiring that's already inside you.
So you might be wondering, how on earth does she even try to prove this? Well, it's like she's a detective. She pieces it all together by weaving together dozens of real-world military programs, obscure technical standards, and huge defense contractors into what she claims is one single hidden system.
This timeline really just shows you the sheer scale of what she's proposing. Look at this. It starts way back in the 1950s with that pole vault system in, where else? Greenland. The exact same place from that White House tweet. From there, she charts a course through satellite development in the 90s, network mapping in 2004, all the way to modern programs like Hades, all of which, she claims, are just different pieces of the very same puzzle.
You know, throughout all her presentations, she just throws out this alphabet soup of technical acronyms. Now here's the thing. These are all real programs and real standards, and that's the key to understanding the appeal of a theory like this. By citing them over and over, she creates this evidence trail that gives her claims this air of technical credibility, making it seem like there really is a hidden network operating right under our noses.
Let's just zero in on one of her diagrams to see how this works. Take the Hades program. She highlights it as a high-accuracy detection exploitation system. Then she explicitly connects huge defense contractors like Raytheon and L3 Harris to it, arguing that this is one of the key surveillance and reconnaissance programs being used to target human bodies.
But just when you think you're getting a handle on all of this, the source material throws one final, absolutely bizarre curveball into the whole story. A puzzle that, well, the sources present, but they definitely do not solve.
So, who is this person? Who exactly is Sabrina Wallace, the person presenting this incredibly detailed theory of global electronic warfare, who cites her own father's and great-uncle's military service as the reason she knows all this?
Well, get ready for this. A recent article from Washington State University's College of Veterinary Medicine introduces a student named Sabrina Wallace, and her profile is just, it's a world away from the person we've been listening to. On one side, you have the speaker, who's deep into network protocols and directed energy weapons. And on the other, you've got a vet student from Montreal with a marketing degree who apparently enjoys fishing and makes little polymer clay figurines of pets.
So the source materials we're looking at, they present two completely different, seemingly incompatible people, but with the exact same name. One is a deep dive analyst of secret military history. The other is a future rural veterinarian who had to overcome a fear of blood.
So where does that leave us? Are we looking at the story of a hidden global network pieced together by someone with deep insider knowledge? Or could this all just be a really, really strange case of mistaken identity? The sources lay out this incredibly complex web and a final, huge puzzle that really just asks us to decide where the line between evidence and belief truly lies.